and this time I reviewed the final part of the Watchers series. I'm laughing because it's weird how it's weird saying there was actually a series of Watchers films, but there were, and I'm a fan of these films. These films, I'm a fan. Watchers 1 and 2, I really love. Watchers 3, I like okay. For those who can't hear it, even my stomach is growling. Because it doesn't want me to review this next film, Watchers Reborn, which, you know, for some reason they don't call it Part 4. And, you know, I remember the first time I saw this, way back when, I was kind of looking forward to the movie. I know you're saying, well, wait a minute, how the hell could you look forward to that? Again, I like these two. Love these two films. They were nostalgic. And, you know, this I thought was okay. I have fun with it. It's not a good movie, but I was entertained. But Watchers Reborn, I was kind of looking forward to it. Just like, well, hell, I'm a guy who likes these films. Here's another one. So, you know, I like the idea, even though it's pretty much the same damn idea. But, you know, you have the dog, Einstein, and you have the outsider, this creature who gets unleashed or escapes, goes after the dog. The dog is super smart, and, you know, is psychically linked with the creature, and the creature goes after it. It gets with some humans, people die. Like, I don't know, I like the idea of the film, like I've said in previous reviews of Watchers 1, 2, and 3. But, how do I put it? This film is directed by John Carl Buechler, first off. Which I'm like, okay, cool, you know. I like these films. A new one directed by John Carl Buechler, you know, guy who did Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, a film that I liked. John Carl Buechler did a great job with the look of Jason Voorhees. He had Kane Hodder there. It's a fun movie. You know, the only problem is that the MPAA raped the movie, as John Carl Buechler will put it, and I agree with him, but it's an entertaining film. And, you know, like, okay, cool, John Carl Buechler is just an effects guy. You get an effects guy doing this? Okay. You know, Mark Hamill stars in it. Okay. Luke Skywalker, I like Mark Hamill. I like him. Lisa Wilcox? Alright. I love Alice from Nightmare on Elm Street 4. You know, and 5. It's not, Part 5, Elm Street 5 is not a good movie, but I like her. I like Lisa Wilcox. Cool, she's in another horror film. Cool. Stephen Macht. Okay, this is a guy I've seen before. He was in Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. He was in one of the Transfers films. I forget which one. I think it was Transfers 3. It's like Stephen Macht, he kind of, as some people point out, he kind of looks like Fred Ward when you take a picture, or you look at a picture of him. But Stephen Macht is a character actor I enjoy. He does some good work in films. So, okay, and I like the idea. And I think Mark Hamill was actually a co-producer on this as well. So, okay, cool. John Carl Buechler, fine. And I remember really hating the film when I first saw it, and watching it again, which the only way I could see is stage view, because I didn't want to buy the film. It's pretty disappointing. I know you're saying, come on, man. But no, this comes from a guy who likes these films. And this will be a long review, major spoilers, so beware. This comes from a guy who likes these films. I love Watchers 1 and 2. Watchers 3, I think it's okay. I was entertained. But what's the film? What's the deal? First off, with each of these films, you're never quite sure. Are they remakes? Are they sequels? Do they connect? Pretty much each film is like a remake. Even the Watchers 2, Watchers 3, maybe. But the reason I mention that is, in the beginning, you have this narration by Lisa Wilcox's character, who's a scientist. And you have footage from Watchers 2. And like, she's talking about experiments gone on before, but yet, throughout the rest of the film, they're not really mentioned. So like, you have the scene from Watchers 2 where the bad guy scientist is with the outsider, the ripoff from Terror Within, you know? And like, you have that creature, but then the creature, the outsider in this one, looks completely different. More like sort of a werewolf type of design. So it's completely different, so I don't know. But they have footage of Transformers, Watchers 2, Transformers 2. That'd be cool, Dad Death coming in. Watchers 2, and even like teeny bit of footage on Watchers 3 of like soldiers getting killed. So it's like, is this a sequel to Watchers 2? But it doesn't really seem that way, because why the hell would Einstein the dog at Watchers 2, he's okay with Mark Sainer, but then he's right back in the scientist, the Benedine, like the industries, the laboratory, so to speak. You know how? So they have footage from the previous films, but yet it doesn't really connect itself as a sequel or anything. It might as well just be a remake. I guess that's why they call it Watchers Reborn. Things go haywire. The dog escapes through the vents. Monster hits a girl. She flies back, hits the wall. You have a little bit of blood splatter. Then Einstein, the dog, golden retriever, escapes, and he comes across a zookeeper who's sort of, hey, fella, it's okay. He gets killed, and it's kind of a little bit of decent gore. Some of it is a little fake, because, you, once in a while throughout the film, you see, body parts, and they're obviously fake and rubbery, but, I guess, better than CGI, in my opinion. But, you get a guy, he gets, this part of his face ripped, and a little bit of his eyeball, and so this little chunk is ripped out. Not the best special effect, but it's still really bloody, Then we have Mark Hamill's character, who's a cop. He's with his partner at the zoo, and they see these ripped apart animals, as well as the guy. Sort of nice looking prosthetic-wise, the dead body, and good makeup effects. John Carl Beekler directing, why not? And Lisa Wilcox is there. She says she's a zoologist, but in fact she's really a doctor who headed this experiment. And I wrote this down because I thought it was funny. Mark Hamill's the only one who hears this noise and this sort of roar in the trees as daytime, and he walks in and he finds the dog Einstein. And then we're introduced to Stephen Macht's character, who's basically an NSA bad guy. He's on Lisa Wilcox. You find that Lisa Wilcox is sort of the Lady Frankenstein of this movie. She was the one who sort of headed the project, but she's not the bad guy. But she had the project, and she was trying to cure the outsider, the creature. She was trying to cure it. So you get sort of a nice makeup scene where they have the creature tied down, they open up the scalp, and they make incisions in the brain, take out these brain lesions, and said that these are the reason why it goes, basically why it goes apeshit, I guess. Why it's schizophrenic, and that they're trying to rehabilitate the outsider. And then you have a sequence where Mark Hamill is with his partner and the dog's in the back. And you get reference to later on Mark Hamill has a past as a cop. His wife and kid were killed in a fire and he couldn't help them. And the partner says, I haven't seen you laugh, in 4 years. But the dog goes home with the partner, and of course the partner gets killed. Mark Hamill and cops are at the crime scene. Stephen Macht comes in and takes over the show. Mark Hamill punches Stephen Macht, but then Stephen Macht beats the shit out of him. Really, just beats the shit out of him. I'm going through the plot, basically, so that you don't have to see the movie. And then I'm going to go back and review it, so I don't give a fuck. Then you have these shitty Mark Hamill getting with the dog, finding out the dog's smart, which is done better or more fun or more funny in the other films like Watchers 1, Watchers 2. Mark Senior getting his phone hung up. Hey buddy, you just hung up on a colonel. So just, I don't know, just for me. But Mark Hamill, he'll see the lines in order to try to see if he understands. This isn't cut, this is would you like to go to war and die for your country? That was rough. But you would like this chicken. I'm you go from, would you like to go to war to die for your country, to chicken. I don't know why. It just seemed awkward. Maybe just Mark Hamill. I don't know. He's not giving my... I don't know. It just made me laugh. I think I should put that, it made me laugh. He's visited by Lisa Wilcox. She comes by, wants the dog. He's like, no. Not really, that's not really how the scene goes, but it's not much of a scene. To look at the dog, and then he kicks her out. She gets attacked in a very, very, very boring action scene where the monster's at the car door, and she drives and crashes. I wrote this, when it gets tasered, it has like a human yell, like if I yell, ah! I swear that's what it sounds like. So I don't know if that was a bit fuck up or what. I don't know, it made me laugh. Mark Hamill runs off, because Einstein tries to stop him, but he runs. And then he sees the creature attacking the door where Lisa Wilcox is in her car. And for some reason, Mark Hamill stops and he has a flashback to what happened to his family. I'm like, hey, you're a cop. It's not a good idea to have a flashback right now. And then what does he do? He shoots once in the air, and then shoots once at the creature, and the creature bitch slaps him onto the ground. And then, runs away. And then, I forgot this when I saw this again. You ever seen where the monster is sort of by itself, and the monster talks? The outsider talks. I did not know that. And the monster is okay. The suit looks like shit, which I'm disappointed in, because it's John Carl Beekler. Granted, he probably had a low budget, but the Jason in Friday the 13th looked great. The face, I think, looks alright. I think out of all the Watcher films, the face-wise, I think it looks the best, face-wise. It kind of like, a little bit like the werewolf and the Howling, that kind of thing. It's a little bit like that, and it's a decent look. It just, the bodysuit looks very fake. It looks like if I put on a sweater, or I put on a furry coverall. It doesn't look that good. But the face, I think, looks, for a low-budget film, I think it looks pretty good. It looks pretty decent. A lot of people make fun of the special effects, but it's probably, the fucking suit looks like crap. And the fucking monster talks, which I forgot. Then we have actually William Butler. He was in the Night of the Living Dead remake. He was one of the kids who got killed in Friday the 13th Part 7. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. William Butler's been in a lot of films. And it's almost like a random scene, it seemed like. It's like, did I switch channels? He's in a bar with a girl, and he's getting, his business trying to get moved out by someone. And this guy comes in, something out of a mafia movie. And the creature, kicks down the door and walks in. I went, am I in another fucking movie? What the hell? The creature knocks on the door. William Butler, his girl, runs, and the creature kills the guy. That's pretty much it. Mark Hamill and Lisa Wilcox and the dog are on the run. They pass by a supermarket with Kane Hodder there, actually. Petting the dog. Mark Hamill and Lisa Wilcox go to the cabin. And he talks about his past, what happened. There's not a sex scene, thankfully, but you led to believe that Lisa Wilcox and Mark Hamill hit it home. Which you don't buy. You don't buy the relationship at all. I'll give more detail. I just want to get through the plot. So really, what has all happened? There's an narration with Lisa Wilcox. Einstein escapes. Zookeeper gets killed. Mark Hamill's partner is at the zoo. Mark Hamill finds the dog. Dog goes home with the partner. Partner dies. Mark Hamill finds out the dog's smart. Lisa Wilcox stops by. She gets attacked in a shitty action sequence. Mark Hamill fucks up. They hightail it. Random guy, random scene gets killed while William Butler runs away. Then Mark Hamill and Lisa Wilcox's dog go to the cabin.